Good day everyone and welcome to the first vlog of my Finance MD. I'm Doc Pinky and this first episode of the Finance Doctor is in. I'm going to show you how to compute your income tax return, okay? Before we start, let's begin with my disclaimer, who I am. I'm not an accountant, I'm not a bookkeeper, I'm a medical doctor by profession, so basically I know your problems and I know what you need to know. I'm also a registered financial consultant, a wealth planner and estate planner, and you can know more about me in my website, as you can see. Now let's start. Let me ask you first this question. Why do you need to know how to compute your taxes? Okay, let me answer this. In the Philippines, they said nobody goes to jail due to tax evasion. Is it true? Actually, it's true until 2012 when we have a first case of tax evasion. No, she was sentenced to jail. It's a case of Miss Gloria Quintanar versus people of the Philippines, wherein she was sentenced to 2 to 4 years imprisonment. And do you know kung ano yung kanyang reason? Defense? She does not know that her accountant is not filing the right tax. So, maybe most of you here, yan din yung defense if ever, diba? Di ko alam I have an accountant naman, so I don't know if she's filing or is filing the right tax. But the problem is, the BIR said it is called the willful blindness doctrine. Ibig sabihin nun, in medical terms, captain of the ship. It also means that it's your fault. It's not your accountant's fault. So if your defense is may accountant naman ako think again, okay? So the pitfall of doctors there are doctors think they are not liable for the mistakes of their accountants. Of course, not only doctors, also other professionals. So you have to rethink if you think this way, okay? And the most basic thing that you need to know first is, what type of taxpayer are you? You have to know. Ito yung pinaka-basic na you have to know. Kasi if you know this, a lot of doctors will save a lot of time asking me questions about this. So, listen carefully. Iisa-isahin natin. There are three types of taxpayers based on type of income. The first one is employed, the second is self-employed, or the mixed income. Isa-isahin natin ha, kasi ang dami kong questions, email na nare-receive na basically kung alam mo kung ano ka dito, you don't need to ask that. Kasi alam mo na for yourself kung anong sagot. Okay, the first one is employed. If you're employed, hindi lahat ng residents employed yung status ha. A lot of residents, yung iba, hindi employed. So, ano yung clue that you're employed? If you're employed, you have an employee-employer relationship. You receive mandatory benefits from SSS, GSIS, or PhilHealth, or Pag-ibig. You also have 13-month pay and also other benefits. So, yan yung mga clue. And the ultimate clue is, you receive the BIR form 2316. Usually, annually yan binibigay. Okay, if you receive that, yung ibig sabihin, your status is employed. If you otherwise, pwedeng yung iba ka, ibang type. And what do you need to do if you're employed? You just provide your TIN number and then you do nothing. You're actually qualified to a substituted filing. Ibig sabihin, your company or the hospital will file for your income tax return. You don't need to do anything unless you have more than one employer. Kung 2 or more employers mo, baka you need to file on your own, okay? Second type is self-employed. Ano naman yung clue na self-employed ka? You don't have an employee-employer relationship. You don't receive the mandatory benefits. Dito nahirapan mag-discern yung ibang doctors kasi kala nila ng iba, employed sila sa hospital nila, but then hindi pala. So, self-employed pala sa'yo. So, you have to ask the HR, or these are the clues. And ultimately, if you receive the form 2307, it means self-employed ka. Okay? So, what do you need to do if you're self-employed? You do everything. You register to BIR, you pay your percentage tax, you pay for your income tax return, you have to update your books of accounts, and you issue your receipts. Okay, those are the things that you need to do. Kasi may mga questions sa akin minsan, Dok, hinihingi yung ITR ko, bakit wala akong ganun? Ba't hindi ako binibigyan ng hospital ko? Well, check nyo, baka hindi pala employed yung status nyo, baka self-employed na yung status nyo. If you're that, baka hindi ka pa nakapag-register sa BIR. So, you have to start with your registration first, okay? Next is mixed income. If you're a mixed income, it means you have an employment, and then on the other hand, you also have a private practice. Okay? So, what do you need to do? Dun sa employment status mo, wala kang gagawin, same as the employed status. Pero dun sa self-employed na part, yung private practice, gawin mo yung parang self-employed kanina. And the different thing that you need to do is, if you do the annual filing now of the income tax, you have to combine the two, the employed, yung income from the employment, and also for the private practice. Okay, so then this is the most important part of this video, is knowing the basics in computing the income tax return. Please note that I'm just showing you if you're a self-employed individual, you're a professional, or you have a private practice. Ito lang yung part na yun, alright? I will not be discussing about employment and also the mixed income. Okay, so the first tax that you need to understand if you're self-employed is the withholding tax. Okay? Ano ba yung withholding tax? Example, you have a gross income of 100,000. Your withholding tax could either be 5% or 10%. Paano malalaman if you're 5 or 10? So, if 5%, if you submitted a sworn statement on the first quarter of the year, usually, if you can remember, in the first quarter of the year, maybe sinabihan kayo ng accountant nyo na, Doc, mag-submit tayo ng sworn statement. If you submitted a sworn statement, the withholding tax that will be withheld from you is 5%. Okay? Okay. Ano itsura ng with sworn declaration? Ito yung itsura niyan. Yan. If you can remember. If you submit this, then 5%. If you don't submit this, automatic 10%. Okay? Okay. For example, 100,000 yung gross income mo. Nag-submit ka ng sworn statement, so 5%. Anong 5% ng 1,000? It's 5,000. Okay? So, the net income is 95. Ito lang yung nahahawakan mong money. This na 95,000 yan lang yung nahahawakan mo. Alright? That's the first tax that you need to know. The record of this payment will be recorded in the BIR form 2307. Okay? Yan yung record ng hospital or company that they deducted the withholding tax from you. Ito yung itsura ng 2307. That you receive this every quarter. Okay? Okay, so remember, the first tax you need to know is the withholding tax. Then, what else? The second tax, for those earning less than 3 million in 1 year, it's either the percentage tax you have to choose here, or the optional 8%. The last year, in 2017, percentage tax lang, walang optional 8%. Wala to. But because in 2018, the train law, they added this optional 8%. So, ano ba yung dalawang yan? So, it's either you choose the percentage tax or the optional. So, what's percentage tax? It's a 3% tax imposed to those who sell less good properties, and also those in the medical profession, basta less than 3 million yung income in 1 year. Okay? And then the other one is the optional 8%, which is not available previously. It's a flat rate available lang sa less than 3 million per year. Pag sinabi mo, mas maliit yung 3% kaysa sa 8%, dito na lang ako. Think again. Kasi ganito yan, ha? If you choose the percentage tax, there's another tax that you need to pay. The income tax return. So, tatlo, right? These are the three. And then, how do you compute first pala the percentage tax? Remember kanina yung gross niya is 100,000. The withholding tax is 5. So, the net income from that is 95 with the withholding tax. Para makuha natin yung percentage tax, you multiply the gross income times 3%. So, balik ka dito. Okay? Dito ka sa gross times 3,000. Okay? So, that's the percentage tax. Ngayon, should you choose the optional 8%, you don't need to pay a separate income tax return. Kasi yun na rin yun. Okay? Once you file this, it's also the income tax return. Again, if you choose this side, you have to pay 3 taxes, withholding, percentage, and the income tax return. But should you choose the optional 8%, yun na rin yung income tax mo. Wala ng percentage tax. Alright? So, paano mo siya? These are the deadlines. So, if you choose the percentage tax, magbabayad ka ng percentage tax during this month's, this deadline. And also, you also have to pay the income tax return using a 1701Q. But, if you choose the optional 8%, ito lang yung kailangan nyo bayaran. The income tax return using 1701Q. Understand? Masyadong maraming nalilito dito. Kaya dapat alamin yan paulit-ulit. So, ngayon, the question is, paano naman ngayon i-compute the income tax return? That's the main idea of this blog. Okay. Income tax return is usually done quarterly. And you have to know these following terms. Since mahilig tayo sa acronym, we can use the TAC or TAC, taxable income, allowable deduction, and creditable withholding tax. You need to know the meaning of these three bago tayo mag-go on. Okay, the first, taxable income, it refers to the gross income less the allowable deduction. So, that's a taxable income. Okay? Okay, simple lang yan. Next, allowable deduction. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng allowable deduction? Bakit ba may allowable deduction? Para yan, ganito yan parang sinabi mo, BIR, kumita ka ng 100,000. Hindi naman lahat ng 100,000 na yun, kita ko, marami rin akong gastos. Baka pwedeng hindi mo i-tax yung buong 100,000. Sabi ni BIR, okay, sige, mag-aalaw ako sa'yo ng deduction. Okay? So, that's it. Ano ibig sabihin nun? There are two ways how they will deduct this. The first is optional standard deduction, 40% across the board. Wala nang tanong-tanong. Example, yung gross income is 100,000. Ibabawas mo na nila yung 40%. The 60% or the 60,000, yun yung itatax nila. Okay? While the itemized deduction naman, you need the receipts dito. Usually, this is more beneficial if you have a lot of expenses. Yung susobra sa 40%. Okay? But if masyadong maliit yung expenses mo, better if optional kasi wala ka ng resibong itatago. At saka, hindi ka na mahirapan maghanap ng resibo. Okay? Well, the creditable withholding tax naman, it is yun yung winitheld sa'yo kanina, paulit-ulit na tayo kanina dito, diba? It's a total tax withheld by the client or your payer on your sales collection. Okay. Ito yun, again. Okay. Let's have an example para mas maintindihan nyo. Dr. Vicky Chua, this is a case of Dr. Vicky Chua who earned the following gross income for the first quarter. January, 250,000. February, 200,000. March is 150,000. The total first quarter income is 600,000. So the question is, how much will she pay for the first quarter income tax? Okay. There are two ways how to compute. Siyempre, depende na naman kung ano nga yung pinili nyo. Kung ito ba yung pinili nyo or ito. Should you choose the optional, madali lang. Okay? Gross, less the 250,000 that the first, yung natira, ito times sa 8%. Ganyan lang kasimple. That's flat 8%. Well, if you choose this, you have to use the graduated rates. Alright? So, mamaya i-show kung paano yun. Ayan. Ang ibig sabihin ng graduated rates, ito yun. Before, this is the before tax. Imagine, 10,000 ng before, 95% tax na. Well, since binago nila yung law, the first 250,000 walang tax. Then, eventually, graduated siya. Okay? More than 250,000, may tax ka na. Okay, so let's compute yung problema ni Dr. Vicky Chua. Remember, ang gross income niya is 600,000. So, paano kapag kinumpute natin siya? Using the graduated rate, 600 the gross minus 40%. This is, we're using this the OSD or the optional standard deduction. So, less mo yan, the taxable income is 360,000. Well, sa optional 8%, para makompute mo gross minus 250. Yun yung taxable income. So, for the tax due, for the graduated rates, get natin 360, diba? Yun yung taxable income. So, from the tax table, ano yung, asan siya dito? Diba dito siya? Okay. Yan. So, yan yung kanyang use this formula, 20% of the excess of 250. So, pag kinumpute mo, it's 22,000. Okay? While the optional 8%, mabilis lang talaga. 350 times 8%. So, that's 28,000. Yun lang. Madali, diba? Sobrang simple lang. And then, again, meron pang isang variable. The creditable tax withheld natin. Nalagay natin. Magkano yun? Di ba 5% yung kay Vicky Chua? So, 30,000. Okay. So, tax payable is tax due minus the creditable tax withheld. Okay. So, if you use the graduated rates, wala kang mabayaran. 0 kasi 22 minus 30,000 is negative 8,000. While optional ganun din, 0 ka rin. Wala rin siyang babayaran sa first quarter. Okay? Ngayon, second quarter na. Let's see kung paano natin i-compute. For April, 150, May, 200, June, 180,000. For the total for second quarter is 530,000 yung kinita naman ni Dr. Vicky Chua. Remember, in the first quarter, it's 600,000 ha. Okay. So, ganun ulit. Sa optional, i-plus mo yung first quarter na gross, second quarter na gross, less 250. So, that's 880,000. Yung 880,000, ito times sa 8%. Yan yan. Well, graduated rates, yung 530,000 na second quarter na gross, less the 40% OSD, that's 318. This is the taxable income for the first quarter, the second quarter. I-add mo naman ngayon yung first and the second. Okay, so if you add this together, it's 678,000. Then, from here, you use the tax table. So, 678,000 is around this na. Nandito na siya sa iyo. Alright? So, yan na yung formula na gagamitin natin. Okay. If you use the formula, the answer is 99,500. Okay. As you can see, with this, 99,500 sa optional 8%, ito yung babayaran niya. And then, ililess na naman natin again yung withheld na tax sa kanya. The first quarter, and the second quarter. First and the second. So, kung ginamit niya yung graduated rates, ito yung babayaran niya pa. Tax payable pa. If optional naman, 13,900 lang yung babayaran niya. Right? Okay. Ngayon, as you can see, ito yung mga deadline. Kung January to March, the first quarter, May 15. Second quarter, it's August 15. And third quarter, which is November, right now, November 15. Sa fourth quarter, as you can see, wala. Kasi ito, i-include na yun sa filing of the annual ITR on April 15. New year. And the next year. Alright? So, because love ko kayo, I'll be giving away how to computer ITR My Finance MD way by giving you an Excel. Dahil love ko kayo. You can download it here and also show ko kung paano. I-download nyo lang and also to all my subscribers, just wait, I will email it to you. Don't need to download. Okay, ito yun. Pag na-open nyo siya, Excel siya. Okay? So, naalala nyo yung kay Dr. Chua kanina. Okay. Yung kay Dr. Chua, remember kung ano yung income niya. Okay. Yung first quarter ni Dr. Chua, ito. 600,000 yung gross income. Kung yung 207, dun yung makikita yun, diba? Also, 30,000 yung withheld. Remember that, ha? And then, on the second quarter, 530,000 yung gross. And then, yung na-withheld is 26,500. So, we go to the Excel. When we go to the Excel, makikita nyo yung first step, step 1, if you have a prior year's excess credits. Kung wala naman, 0 lang yan. Okay? Step 2, yun nga, get your 2307, lagay nyo na dito. Okay? Remember kay Dr. Chua, the first quarter is, gross niya is 600. Diba? 1,000. Tapos, 30,000 yung 2307 niya na withheld na tax na sa kanya. As you can see, marami tong space kasi if you have a lot of 2307, example, you have 5 hospital giving you 5 2307, lagay nyo lang dyan para i-add niya automatic. Alright, second quarter yung kinita ni Dr. Vicky Chua is 530,000. The tax withheld nyo doon is 26,500. Remember? Okay. As you can see, nandito na siya. Nilagay na siya automatic. And then, the step 3, yan. If meron pa kayong receipt na wala sa 2307, diba you have clinic, then you may receipt doon na hindi pa natataksan. You put it here. You add it all together. Example, you have 20 receipts. Add the gross income. Gross amount there. You put it here. Then you put it here. Since si Dr. Vicky Chu wala, kunwari wala siya talagang ibang pinagkakakitaan kundi that single hospital lang. So, yan. And then, step 4, if put here the amount of tax payment you did in the applicable quarters. Alright? So, sa first quarter, wala naman siyang binayaran. Remember, 0. 0, diba? Okay. Second quarter, yan yung aalamin natin kasi we're computing pa for the second quarter, for example. Wala ka pang, wala. Okay, baba na tayo kasi yan na. Whatever the amount na nandito sa orange na part, 6, 7, 8, Step 5A, if you're using the percentage tax part, okay? The 768, baba ka here. Dito siya, diba? In between that, lagay mo 6, 7, 8,000. Kung ano yung answer here, okay? Yan yung ilalagay mo dito. 99,500. Okay. Okay, so automatic na kasi ayoko kayo nahihirapan. Alright? So the tax still due for payment for the percentage tax or graduated rates is 43,000. While if you choose the optional 8%, automatic na siyang magko-compute, diba? So, 13,900. Pareho, diba? Pareho dun sa computation natin kanina. Okay, so, yan. So, ngayon, pwede nyo nang ilagay dyan yung, if you're going to compute for the third quarter, ilagay nyo dito yung gross income, kung yan. And then, don't forget, lalagyan nyo na ngayon ng second quarter kung magkano yung binayad niya na second quarter. Tapos, burahin niya lang ito muna. Kasi mag-iiba na yan. Alright? Okay. So, right. Okay, dito na tayo ulit. Okay, for those earning naman 3 million and above, you don't anymore have the two options. You only have this option. You have to pay na for the VAT, which is 12%, and the income tax return. In the computation of the income tax return here, you have to use the graduated rates. Wala na yung optional 8%. Okay? Sayang, no? Sana na optional 8%. Kasi mas maliit. So, that's it. Maybe in the next vlog ko na lang explain yung VAT. Alright? So, ngayon, I have to give you final slide how to put safeguards. First, if you have an accountant, let her or him sign a receiving copy in all documents or money you give them. Remember, you're so busy. Magpa-sign ka ng receive na, na-receive ko to, this amount, this document. Okay. Next, if magbabayad ka, counter-check the computation. Since alam mo na, di ba? Alam mo na kung paano. Tinuro ko na sa'yo. And also, kung ano yung receipt from the BIR na binayaran niya talaga the amount you gave. Lalo na if you paid in cash. Or, nag-utos ka lang. Thirdly, if you can pay in check, this actually what I do kasi pinapabayad ko lang to somebody. I use check para, but then you have to ask kung ano yung ilalagay nyo sa payee. Iba-iba kasi yung name ng BIR sa iba't ibang bangko and iba't ibang RDO. So, you have to check pa rin muna kung ano yung ilalagay ng payee. Pero this is much safer kasi you're issuing check and not cash. Ayan. So, less yung worries mo na baka gamitin lang yung peras ng tao sa kung saan man, hindi ibayad. Diba? Or singilin ka na mas mahal. Diba? And last reminder, always remember the more you know, the less you pay. Mas marami kang alam, mas konti yung bayad mo. And to be able to do that, I have a green book for doctors, a physician's survival guide to personal finance is actually cheaper than paying the penalties. Do you know na pag may penalty ka, if you haven't, I have a lot of friends na hindi lang alam, nagpay ng 20,000 or 5,000. Hindi lang nakapost yung something, 5,000. Ganun. So, it's cheaper than paying penalties because it's just 799 pesos. And ito yung mga testimonials of a lot of my readers. They love it. And of course, I also have this advocacy. Should you buy a book, part proceeds of the book will go to poor medical scholars who are also have trouble fulfilling their lifelong dream to become doctor. See, I receive a lot of emails for medical doctors wannabe and na tumitigil lang at the middle kasi wala ng pera. So, we can help them by buying the book. Alright, so lastly, I have a game. For those na makaka-answer nito ng tama, I will raffle off 3 green books for everyone and just comment your answers below. Okay? For this, ito si Dr. Vicky Chua. On the third quarter, i-compute natin ha. Ito yung gross niya 230,000 with 5% withholding tax, 120,000 with 5% withholding tax, and 190,000 5% withholding tax. Sa mga makakasagot ng tama, until November 30, magpaparaffle ako ng 3 green books. Okay? So, comment na kayo and make sure to like my page. Like nyo ang page ko. Yan. Like nyo yan. Kasi to be qualified to get the raffle, into the raffle, you have to like that. So, I hope you like my video. You can share it if you want. And thank you very much. To all my subscribers, please wait for the email of the Excel. You don't need to download it or to subscribe again. For those na hindi pa subscriber, please subscribe in the link here. Okay, subscribe. Thank you. Until next time.